video is all about standard form, turning numbers into standard form, and then turning standard form numbers back into ordinary numbers. What is standard form? Standard form is a way to write really big numbers or really small numbers really neat. For example, let's say you had the number Was this neat or efficient to write? No. So instead of writing this big number out, I can write it in standard form, okay? Let me show you how to do standard form. Let's start with 40,000. Before we start, we have to think to ourselves, if we have a whole number like 40,000 and we wanted to put a decimal place somewhere, where would it be? Well, to put a decimal place next to any whole number, it's always at the end. 40,000.0 is just exactly the same as 40,000. For example, 8, where would you put a decimal place for 8? Well, it would be 8.0, which is the same as 8. So 40,000, we're going to put a decimal place at the end, so 40,000.0. And then I'm going to think to myself, where would I move my decimal place so this number is in between 1 and 10? Let's get rid of this decimal place. And let's put it here, perhaps, one space. What number is this? Well, this is 40,000. I mean, this is 4,000. Nope, so I want it to be 1 and 10, between 1 and 10. Here, that's 400. Here, that's 40. Here, the number 4. So my number is now in between 1 and 10, which is 4, so I'll write that down. I'll write times 10, and my old decimal place was here. And I'm going to count the spaces from my new decimal place to my old decimal place. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I write to the power of 4. Same thing here. 400,000 is the same as 400,000.0. Where would I move this decimal place so this number is in between 1 and 10? Well, if I move it here, it's 40,000. Here, 4,000. Here, 400. Here, 40. Here, the number 4. I'll write down the number 4. Times 10. My old decimal place was here. How many spaces from my new decimal place to my old decimal place? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To the power of 5. Here, 450,000. I'll add my 0.0 to the end. Where would I move this decimal place so our number's in between 1 and 10? Well, if I move it here, this is 45,000, 4,500, 450, 45. Oh, here, 4.5. So I write 4.5 times 10. Our old decimal place was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the power of 5. Here, so this number, add a decimal place to the end. Where would I move it? Well, if I move it here, that's 67.9. That's not between 1 and 10. If I move it here, 6.79. So I write down 6.79. My old decimal place was here. How do I get from my new to my old? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So times 10 to the power of 7. Here, I'll add my decimal place. Now I want to say, hey, I want to make this number between 1 and 10. So let's get rid of this. Where would I move my decimal place? Well, here would be 30.7. No. Here, 3.07. 0.07 times 10. My old decimal place was here. How many spaces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 10 to the power of 5. And that's how you do it, guys. So this number in front should always be between 1 and 10. Here's some practice for you to try. Next one. We can also turn small numbers into standard form. All right? Let's have a look. Same thing. Here, I already have a decimal place. So I'm thinking to myself, I need to move my decimal place so my number's in between 1 and 10. So I get rid of this decimal place. If I put it here, this would be 0.0005. No. Here, this would be 0.005. No. If I put it here, this would be 0.05. No. If I put it here, 0.5. No. If I put it at the end, 5 is 5 point. If there's nothing at the end, it's 5.0. Oh, 5.0 is the same as 5. I write down 5 times 10. My old decimal place was here. Now, how do I get from here back to my old decimal place? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go minus 5 this time. Same thing here. Where would I move this decimal place? Well, here it would be 0.0006. That's not between 1 and 10. Here, 0.006, no. Here, 0.06, no. Here, 0.6, here. No number, I can put a 0. 6.0, that number's in between 1 and 10, so 6 times 10. My old decimal place was here. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 5. Same thing here. Where would I move my decimal place? Well, let's be a bit faster here. If I move it here, 0.078, no. Here, 0.78, no. Here, 7.8. 7.8 times 10. Where would our old decimal place be? It was here. Count number of spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Minus 6. A lot of people get a bit lazy and they'll say, oh, my decimal place must be here. But look at this number now. So 78.0. Look at this. It's 78. That's not between 1 and 10. So our decimal place should have been here. Here, let's move our decimal place. How about here? 98.7. No. Here. 9.87. That's in between 1 and 10. So 9.87 times 10. Our old decimal place is here. Count the number of spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Minus 8. Here, where would I move my decimal place? Well, I'll get rid of my old one. Here? Oh, that's 600.8. No. Here? 60.08. No. Here? 6.008. That number's in between 1 and 10, so 6.008 times 10. Our old decimal place is here. Count number of spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Minus 7. And that's how you do it. Next, we're going to go into reverse order. Okay? Turning numbers from standard form into original numbers. Very easy. 5. I'll write down the number 5. If there's no decimal place, 5 is the same as 5.0. So you got to add that in. And to the power of 4. We're going to make our numbers 4 spaces bigger. So I'm going to jump 1, 2, 3, 4. Wherever there's a gap, add some zeros. And our decimal places move from here to here. So we'll get rid of our old decimal place. 50,000.0. Basically the same as 50,000. Next one, 5.4 times 10 to the power of 4. Our decimal place is ready here. We'll move it 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wherever there's a space, add zeros. Our new decimal place is here. Get rid of your old decimal place. 50,000 point, nothing at the end, 0. 54,000.0, which is the same as 54,000. Next one, 5.044 times 10 to the power of 4. I'll move it 4 spaces, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Wherever there's a gap, add a 0. Our decimal place leaves from here, it goes here. Nothing at the end, 0.0. This part's a bit useless, but it just helps with knowing the process. 50,440. Here, same thing, 3.827. Move it 6 spaces, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wherever there's a space, add a 0. This decimal place moves from here to the end, so 0.0. What number is this? 3,827,000. Last one, 7.002. Move it 9 spaces, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Add zeros. Wherever there's a gap. Our old decimal place disappears. It's over here now. 0.0. So we have 7,002, 000, 000. Let me show you an example why doing this part's quite important. So let's say I'm doing I'll change color. I'm doing 3.772 times 10 to the power of 2. So I write down my number. I move it 2 spaces. 1, 2. So our new decimal place is here. It's gone here. Oh, look at my number. 377.2. And that would be my answer. So sometimes your answer will still have a decimal place. Here. Now, we're going to do the same numbers, but instead, It's going to be to the power of minus 4. So same thing, 5 is the same as 5.0. Now if it's minus 4, we're going to go the other direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Our new decimal place is here. Wherever there's a gap, add 0, 0, 0, 0. Our old decimal place disappears. If you have a number and there's no number in front of a decimal place, you can just add a 0. So our answer is going to be 0.00050. This 0 is a bit futile, so you can ignore it if you want. So it's just 0.0005. Here, 5.4 times 10 to the power of negative 4. So backwards 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our new decimal place is here. Add zeros wherever we see a gap. Get rid of our old decimal place. Throw a 0 in front. So it's going to be 0.00054. Next one. 5.044 times 10 to the minus 4. So move it 4 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. New decimal place is here. 0, 0, 0. Get rid of our old decimal place. Throw that 0 in front. So our answer is going to be 0.0005044. Next one. 3.827. Our decimal place is here. Move it 6 spaces backwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Decimal place is here. Add zeros. Get rid of this decimal place here. Throw a 0 in front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. 7.002 times 10 to the power of negative 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So our old decimal place disappears. Add zeros in all the gaps. Add a 0 in front. There's no number. 4, 5, 6. There you go. And that's how you do it.